Welcome to another Boomerang podcast. Tonight I'm having a conversation with Dušan Bulatović, a coordinator and a choreographer from the Avala dancing group. Dušan, welcome to Boomerang podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Cause of this conversation tonight is big event you guys organizing very soon. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is and when is it happening?
Yes, we have our annual Starboard every year, obviously. This year is a 25th anniversary, so quarter of a century of holding this folkloric festival in Melbourne. It just keeps growing every year, and this year we have 8 groups attending. We have about 24 performances, and the program should run for around about 2.5 hours of straight folklore dancing.
Well, that's great. I'll be there. I'll be there as well to witness that, and we're going to record that as well. I would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself. As we are having this podcast, we always can tend to ask our guests a little bit about themselves. Where you grew up, where did you go to school, and things like that.
Well, I was born here in Melbourne. My parents came from Serbia, from Kosovo, and that's why we're speaking English, because my Serbian's not the best, something I should have worked harder on. But grew up in Melbourne, and my parents were involved with Sveti Sava in Carlton, and that's how I got involved with folklore as well as a child. And I've loved folklore my entire life since then.
Dancing since then. Huh?
Dancing since then. Obviously, as I grew up, did a lot of traveling interstate, and you make a lot of new relationships, a lot of friends interstate. So from Brisbane all the way through to Perth, we've got friends wherever we go.
Yeah, how do you get to the stage when you are what you are today, to be a coordinator and choreographer? How does that work in life?
It's all about passion. So I would say maybe when I was 22, 23, I probably stopped dancing for a while, and then family came along and kids grew up. But I've always had a passion for folklore, and I've always said I want to be involved with teaching. And there just became an opportunity at Avala to help teach. So I took that opportunity, and I've loved it since. And then I fell into a coordinator role, which wasn't the plan, but hopefully I've been able to help the group grow into a better and bigger organisation, and just to keep growing. I do choreograph for one of our groups, Group 2, some younger kids, and I just enjoy that time with them. We have a bit of fun, we have a laugh, and you just hope that on stage they perform well. But we have other choreographers for Group 1, Adriana, Group 3, Elena, and Leila in Group 4 with her assistant, Maya. So
you have to explain to me a little bit how those things work. How do choreographers organize a dance? Is there a specific things you have to kind of keep in the dance, or do you invent something that?
Most dances are old and traditional dances that we do. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of new folkloric dances that you can actually invent with new music that I've seen. It would be great if somehow people could start coming up with new ideas and new steps and so forth. Mm-hmm. We use our old school music and we just put our little touches on it. We'll change a step here and there, but there is dances that are specific, certain steps you need to do for that dance.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you cannot do anything else because it's...
Yeah, you try and keep it as traditional as possible.
Right.
But the kids like to change it up a bit, and us choreographers, we like to put our own little touches on it here and there.
And is it difficult to work with kids, by the way?
For me, it's not too bad. I have fun with them. I have a bit of a laugh. Yeah. But it can be difficult at sometimes. They do get distracted. There is kids that, as myself, as sometimes we're forced to go to folklore and dance. So they're up on stage and they don't really want to be there, but the parents have said you have to, and they know and I know now in hindsight, within 1 or 2 years, they're going to want to go themselves and not be forced. So
it's just a matter of
it's worth the pain. Keeping them there in the community.
Trying to organize them to have fun instead of,
yeah.
That's great. Yeah. I'm thinking to take my daughter to start dancing as well, but everywhere is at least 40 minutes away from me in any directions.
Yeah.
So I'm still working out which way we're going to go. But
I think you start off with whatever's closest.
yeah, but
if they're all 40 minutes away,
maybe Greensboro is a little bit out, maybe over a
bit too far.
But yeah, the rest is about 40 minutes. So.
40 minutes, yeah.
Because one day she came back to me and she said, Daddy, could I have those narodna nošnja? I said, you have to start dancing. He said, okay, I'll start dancing.
Oh, look, it's interesting. Like our group's growing. We have around about 120 kids dancing. And we are getting kids from other nationalities where marriages are mixed, where one of the parents is Serbian and the other one, whatever the nationality is. And they'll bring their kids in and they're a bit nervous when you see, but once they get involved a couple of weeks in, the kids are good, they're all friendly, and they just start. Dance is dance, and they love it.
Yeah, I agree 100% there. What else you can tell us about the Avala dancing group? How long you guys
So it's
working under the name Avala? I mean,
working under the name of Avala, I think we're around about the 61-year mark, or maybe 59, around about there somewhere.
Is that the oldest folkloric group?
I believe that's the oldest in Australia. It's been connected with Svetisava Church the entire time, and even now when I was dancing, the people that I was dancing with are still bringing their kids now to Avala. So the communities stay strong, and it's the same feel. You go from going to Carlton, going to Greensboro, it feels like you're in the same spot because you've got the communities there.
Yeah, community is there because of the kids and the folkloric groups in these communities. They play a massive part of any community here in Melbourne, regardless of Greensboro, St Albans, Keysborough, or anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, the folkloric groups bring probably the most of the young.
The key is the kids to be involved with folklore. That's what brings the parents out to the churches. They bring them out on the Friday nights to stay together as a community. And then as each church has their slava, the kids will dance, which will bring the grandparents as well. And it all just keeps turning over, and it's a benefit to each church if they can get together a folklore group and just grow it.
I agree. These sort of events, festivals, dancing festivals play massive role in our community because people from one part of the Melbourne, they go to see your festival, and
yes.
You guys from that part of the world, they come down to see our festival, and I think that's the only way we can actually keep these organizations successful and keep the community alive.
Yes.
And prosper in that way, that we can organize more young kids to come down to see what you guys do, what the communities do.
Yes. Yes, it's very important. I think the groups really do need to work together. I think we work pretty well together. Just little things like we try not to make events clash with each other. We kind of know when certain groups have got their main zabava for the year, so we try and keep our groups open to dance at each event. It's hard to get to all the events, but you get to as many as you can.
I have always had an idea that we should present one folkloric festival to not just Serbians, to present that to the broader Australian public, I'll say.
Yeah.
And Gaura and I had a really good vision and idea to organize something somewhere else, maybe on a bigger scale in some nice theater in the city or around city. That we will invite all the dancing groups with their best teams, with their best group, and have that night just to present our folklore to the broader Australian public. And that has to be visually better than what we usually do at these festivals and churches and everything else. So it has to be a production. some sort of a production when Serbians and all the other people will say, "Wow, this looks amazing." But it's just a
They
dance,
know what they're doing. Yeah.
So we are working on that particular thing to make that happen let's say in the next year, and I would publicly over the airways and over the television ask for the supports of the dancing groups as Avala as well as the other ones.
Look, I think Boomerang Radio and TV Oz support all the groups. At all the events. We've got no problem. We give you our full support when that comes up, and I'm sure the other groups will do the same.
I hope so too, because we are really trying to be there for you and for the rest of the Serbian public here in Melbourne. If they can't come, they will always, they will be able to watch that on a TV Australia or a YouTube channel or somewhere. It will be
available.
Yes. Do you want to say something about this particular event, what has been organized in the sense of
so for this event,
guests and groups?
Yeah, so we've got about 220 performers coming, which is a really great turnout. And the doors will open at 4:30. The program will start between 6 and 6:30. There'll be music afterwards. There'll be very upbeat, very veselo event. A big thing we're focusing on this year and into next year is we're trying to send our big Group 4, through to Serbia for a tour. And we've done a couple of sponsorship things, fundraising things already. We did at the Karađorđe Cup, we were selling palatšinke. If you're lucky enough to have it, I'm sure you loved it. Sorry that we ran out.
I didn't get a chance to eat.
Sorry we ran out so early on Sunday, but there was no more mix and no one could cook anymore. So, but no, they did a great job there. They raised some good funds there, so they're on their way. At the Sabor this year, the raffle tickets are going to go towards the trip, and we've got a couple of good prizes. I'll keep them a surprise. One's a TV, but the others I'll leave as a bit of a surprise. And yeah, it'll just be another good event to come and join in. I say we hold a really great event every year. It's a great atmosphere. So if you'd like to come down,
definitely we will invite everyone who has time and love folklore, love our community, come up to Greensboro.
Come up to Greensboro. Yeah, and we're not reserving tables, but there's plenty of room. The hall's big, and what can I say?
You're all welcome.
Please, you are all welcome. Yes, the more the merrier.
Yeah. Do you want to touch a little bit on the Kara Cup?
Oh yeah, Kara Cup. I think the club did a great job. I'd say the hardest thing putting together that, I was in the background just watching what they were doing and helping so forth, is getting the volunteers together to put on such an event. And in the end, they all got together, the volunteers turned up, and they ran a great event.
Another successful Kara Cup here.
Another successful Kara Cup.
Yeah,
they're off to Brisbane next year,
so
I think you're going to have a lot of people going on a nice family holiday for 10 days.
Definitely. We're thinking, of course, but with this sort of events as a Kara Cup, as an event you guys are organizing, a lot of other organizations can actually learn from you guys how to organize and what to do or not to do during these sort of events, And I'm thinking that you are welcome to, anyone who wants to do something. To help them out, to tell them, to explain to them how you guys do those things. And I'm thinking the people from Karađorđe Cup, the Melbourne Serbia, they learned a lot this year organizing it for the first time, I think.
Yeah,
is it the first time?
I think they've done it before, but a long time ago.
Yeah, long time
it's a
ago.
whole new...
It's a new environment, it's a new age, everything is new.
Yeah.
I think organizations, Brisbane people can, ask and learn a lot from this particular event to make that Brisbane event much better and
what
smoother.
What was good to see this year is 2 years ago, I think it was Drina and Krajina held a joint together, and last year I was in Perth. So Serbia was gathering information from what they did and how many people came through, and I think if they keep sharing this information on even just how many cevapa were sold or how many beers were sold.
Yeah, logistics, just the things that...
They can fine tune it. So all they can do, you have a template, and whoever holds the Karađorđe Cup, here you go, and this is your order, and that will cover you for the weekend. I think they're doing that slowly, and I think within the next 3 to 4 years, you'll see when you go to the Karađorđe Cup, it'll be a very fine-tuned operation, which can only grow from there.
Yeah, I wish we have more events like Karađorđe Cup, DMC Cup, folkloric festival.
Folkloric festival.
Why not food festival? Like we have, we have
enough community to make it happen.
Enough food that we can make a food festival, Serbian food festival somewhere. These sort of things are helping the community and people in the community. They get together, they organize things, they share those things with the rest of the public. You don't have to be a Serbian to go to the food festival. Just want to try the food. But those sort of things, I think we can work much better and much more often than what we do
at the moment. Yes.
At the moment,
yeah. We need to be a bit more visible out there, like you said, for these food festivals, because there is multicultural food festivals out there. There's no reason why we can't start small with that type of thing, grow it a little bit, and then have our own Serbian food festival.
No, definitely, and we can have that in every not a town, but we can have the
every state,
every year somewhere different. It doesn't have to be an annual event for one particular.
And it all gets
community.
combined. It's not just the food. You bring the food, and then you can bring products from Serbia specifically, whether it's wine, whether it's rakija, and then you can bring the folklore groups in there as part of entertainment. Yes. And you stream it live like you guys do at the moment and want to do more. No and it just generates views, generates likes and clicks, as they say, so it can only benefit us.
But we just have to convince the community. Leaders, community leaders, especially
community leaders.
Especially community leaders.
Boomerang Radio, Oz TV, they're here to support. They've been a big supporter of Avala for years now. Since I've been coordinating, they've always been in touch, and
well, thank you.
They're here to help.
Kind words. I will finish this on this particular note. Thank you for coming and promoting the event. We will, promote this event through the week before the actual event. Dušan, thank you for being here and being my guest on the Boomerang podcast.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was another podcast of Boomerang podcast, I should say. Thank you for being with us, and I'll see you next time. Good night.